What's good, everybody? We're back here for another episode of All In. I got my brother Quan with me. We got a very special guest, my little bro Trey. What's up with you, dog?
Was good. Happy to be here. All that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Before we dive into
Sure.
today's agenda, we're going to do a quick recap of what we hit on last week. Had a successful weekend, hit on a couple parlays. First parlay we hit on Buffalo -1 versus Pittsburgh, and then the under covered of 51.5. That was some easy money. Second parlay that hit was Green Bay covering the spread versus Detroit. The spread was initially set at 9.5, but we just didn't trust that they'd win by more than a touchdown. So we bought the 3 points, got it down to 6.5, and sure enough, they won by 7. Also in that parlay was Buffalo covering the spread again. So that was some easy money. And then we had some player props here with Derrick Henry going for 2 touchdowns versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. So a successful weekend at All In. We're looking to have that same success this week. Slate of great games going on. We got championship weekend in college, and then we're into week 15 in the NFL. Some big games going on, some playoff implications going on. So let's dive right into it, man. We're going to get started with the Saturday action. First game up we got is the MAC championship. So some action coming on Friday night. We got Buffalo and Ball State. So what y'all boys thinking about that game?
Boy, I'm thinking Buffalo swinging for the fences again. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo don't miss. I mean, I to be honest, I really don't know if Buffalo hasn't covered the over all year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nah, you're right, bro. I think every single game they played in is win over this year.
Every single game. I mean, they're averaging like 51 points a game. Buffalo is really something serious. And, I mean, it is still the Maction. You know what I'm saying? We talk about this Maction. Stuff happens. I do think Ball State does put up some points. But correct me if I'm wrong. The over on that game is 66.5, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So I at least I think Buffalo is pushing 50. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be somewhere between that 45 to 50 range. And then and I think Ball State does put some points on the board, but I actually like the over 66.5, and I also like the spread too. I mean, Buffalo and Ball State, they're honestly just playing different caliber of football right now. Buffalo is definitely the better by a stretch, and I do think that they handle those boys out there in Indiana. So what y'all boys think? I know I came on strong. What y'all thinking on that game?
You did come in strong with the MAC take. I watched Buffalo a couple times this year. They run the football, play good defense. So I think I think they'll win. I'm not sure completely about the over. I'll go under because I just don't know what I'm going to get at Ball State. I know Buffalo will show up and they're going to run the football, which is going to chew the clock. So I don't know how much time that's going to give Ball State to get active, but I do like Buffalo. And I like the over on the spread, the 12.5, but I like the under on the 66.
Okay, so we got a team match on the spread though. Yeah. Okay, cool.
See, I'm not sure about that spread, man. I mean, Ball State's been in some close games this year. Buffalo's just blown everybody out this year. And this is the MAC championship. You know, it's going to be a little bit different caliber of a game. I think that spread is going to be a little too close for me to call. I don't see Buffalo waxing them. I think it'll be a little too close to call for my taste. I do see the over prevailing, though. I don't see Ball State necessarily slowing down the offense of Buffalo. But, you know, Buffalo's defense ain't really that great themselves. So I think Ball State can definitely get some points going on the board. I like that over the hit. I'll probably buy some points just to be safe. But, yeah, that's the action going down Friday night. Also, Friday night, we got the Pac-12 championship. USC taking on Oregon. They got USC -170 on the money line. Oregon +145. USC's favored by 3.5 points. And then they got an over-under 62.5. I'll be honest with y'all, I ain't really watched too much of the Pac-12 this year. I've seen Oregon play a couple times. I watched a little bit of USC's game last week. That was pretty much it. So me personally, I'm all out because I don't know what to expect. If anything, I would maybe take the over because I know USC's been some high-scoring games. But besides that, I'm going to stay away from that spread.
What you think, Trey?
I think, for one, I'm going with SC on the over because Oregon wasn't even supposed to be in the Pac-12 championship because Washington was supposed to be in. So they just got the call on Monday or whatever. So just from a preparation standpoint, I don't even think that they'll be ready the same way the USC would be ready. But that's two-sided too though, because if you preparing for a team over a weekend and then you get a different team, that could maybe throw a wrench in the program, how you preparing, whatever. So, but I like USC with the over because I feel like Oregon, they're one of those teams that's just been hanging around, but they ain't really been there. They beat a couple teams they shouldn't have, just some stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going with that. And then with the over under, it's the Pac-12, and I know nobody's playing defense, so I'm gonna have to
No defense.
I'm going over twice. So I'm all in on over twice.
Got you. Yeah, man. I think the over. I think the over, like you said, in the Pac-12, nobody playing defense is a safe bet. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, like you said, I haven't really watched enough Pac-12 to really put my true faith in Oregon. But just by enough, I am comfortable with the going over on the spread. I think USC covers that. If you really want to be safe, time some other bets in, potentially look at buying a point. But I'm gonna take the true over on the spread. I'm not gonna buy any points on that one.
All right, but we are all in agreement of that over 62.5. So moving on, we got the Big Ten championship. So I'm gonna be honest with you. We all know who's gonna win. There ain't gonna be no upset. Let's just be honest about that. The question is not if Ohio State wins, are they going to cover the 21-point spread? I actually don't think they're going to cover the 21-point spread. I think they're going to win by like 17. I don't see it being a 3-score game.
I kind of like that take, the 17, but I just have to disagree with you because I feel like Ohio State got a point to prove. They're right there. The committee, they don't have that many games to get in the playoffs, so they coming out guns blazing. They lost the game the last couple weeks just due to COVID and reasons like that. So I feel like they're going to come out hot. They're just about to give everything they have, just kind of like how they did the one year when they played Wisconsin and they beat them like 59-3 in the Big Ten championship.
Smacked
they had a point to prove to try to get in just because they're about to be out playing hard, trying to make it for that national championship. And I feel like people just look Ohio State just because of who they played, and then they had the only game they really played was Indiana, and it was kind of close. And people just don't take Indiana serious. So I'll probably go over with that spread, but I'll go under with the 57.
Under with 57.
Because, yeah, I don't see Northwestern scoring. That's me because I think Ohio State, their pass defense is kind of suspect, and I just don't see Indiana airing the ball out on them. So
I agree. And real quick, man, shout out to Michigan. Y'all did the right thing canceling that game, looking out for the safety of them young men first. I love it, man. Following COVID protocol. Shout out to the University of Michigan. If y'all don't know, we're all Michigan fans. We're not biased, but shout out to Michigan, man. Y'all did the right thing by the program and by them young men. So y'all keep on doing what y'all doing out there.
Man, safety first, man. Safety first. But nah, man. I mean, double back really off Trey said. I mean, I'm really right there in agreement. I honestly do think Ohio State covers the over. I mean, I think they just have their level of explosion compared to Northwestern is ridiculous. I think Northwestern hasn't seen. I mean, for one, there's not even another team in the Big Ten similar to Ohio State. And and then just to double back off of that, Northwestern hasn't even played anybody with even any form of similar explosion. Northwestern, they're not, they're not real heavy on scoring a ton of points anyways themselves. So I actually agree with Trey on the taking a look at, not to say the game doesn't go over, but I'm not betting on it.
Okay. So that's a little different than the logic we've had in the past about Ohio State. But I like it, though. Big Ten championship. I think the game has a different little meaning this year. I ain't going to watch that game because I don't really care about it. Don't care to see Ohio State win another Big Ten championship.
They didn't care about you, bro. They weren't worried about you watching.
Hey, fuck them. But moving on, though, we got a Big 12 action. Some more non-defensive conferences. But actually, they haven't been as bad on defense as the Big 12 has been historically. But even with that said, you got Oklahoma versus Iowa State. This will be a chance for Oklahoma to get revenge, and I actually think they will. It's hard to beat the team twice in the season, and it was a close game. I think Spencer Rattler, people were, he had the hype coming into the season. He had those 2 early losses. People got at his head quick. He's picked up his play. I think he gets them. I think he gets Oklahoma past Iowa State. At the money line at 240, I ain't going to bet it because Iowa State, historically they do like to be spoilers. So I'm still not going to bet on Oklahoma straight up. But I do like them on the spread. It's just a 5-point spread. If they do win, I think it'll be by at least a touchdown.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm actually staying. This is one of the games that I'm actually staying out on. I'm saying two teams that I really don't get a lot of opportunity to watch. I've seen Iowa State, be very explosive, and then I've also seen them struggle at the same time. So that's really my only experience with them. Haven't really tapped in a lot, so I'm gonna take sit this one out.
Respect.
I'll just say I watched Oklahoma a couple times early. I'm not sold on Spencer Rattler at all. He's not the answer. That's just me. Me personally, he's young, so he has time to grow, all that. But I really I like Iowa State just because I think Iowa State will win flat out. So just give me 5 points. It's just I feel like that's a win. And then
jeez, okay.
Under. I feel like it might be a little shootout. So I mean that's only 30 points each team. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll take the over on both.
All right. Going into another rematch from the regular season ACC title, Clemson and Notre Dame. Clemson's minus 380 on the money line. Notre Dame's plus 290. Here's an over-under of 60.5 points. Clemson is favored by 10. Tell me what you guys are thinking for that game.
I like on the favor, to be honest. I don't think Clemson will get them by 10. Because, I mean, if you watch the first game when they both played good. Even the Clemson backup, Ugalele, he came in, he played good. He wasn't the reason they lost. It was the defense. So
that's a fact.
Correct.
Defense still has issues to address. Notre Dame will still run the same stuff. Now, it was a couple of stuff like the tip pick and stuff like that's uncontrollable. That's out of his control. But other than that, I think Notre Dame's going to come out. They're going to play a good game. I feel like they're going to play a little bit more loose, though, knowing that even if they lose, they'll still make the playoffs. So it's really all the pressure's on Clemson. But, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, everybody knows what Trevor Lawrence is. He's the best player in college football. So. And he's only lost one game. So I think Clemson will win. They'll find a way to get it done, but I don't know about the spread on that. And then the over-under, that'll probably be close. So I'm out on that too. That's just too hard to call on that because I don't know what I'm going to get out of Clemson's defense, but I know what I'm getting out their offense. So, yeah.
Absolutely, man. No, I'm actually I'm in agreement on the spread. I'm all out. I'm all out on the spread. I mean, I watched that game, stayed up for it. I watched it go into overtime. It by far at all. I mean, if anything, he played phenomenal. So even with them getting Trevor back, I don't really think that changes in results to covering the spread of 10. I think that's a bit much, so I'm going to stay out. But I actually do like the over. I mean, I really like both offenses. You know what I'm saying? I think the kid Ian is tough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a Trevor Lawrence, but I think he's a tough guy, and I mean he showcased that single-handedly himself in their last game, and he's showing it the rest of the season as well. So I believe he's going to put points on the board. He showcased it. He's not nervous, willing to do that.
That's true, but it's a you can have a different type of confidence knowing you're not playing against Trevor Lawrence too, and that's not taking nothing away from Ugalele because he came in and played his heart out. But it's just when you know somebody on the other side is just going to fire back. And he got that, then it puts a little bit more pressure on you. And they're not home. That's why I like Clemson. But
not home.
I like that. Yeah.
It's hard to beat a team twice. Once again, it's hard to beat a team twice, man. I do like the over again. 60. I mean, we know Clemson's got the points. Their defense is suspect. Notre Dame's going to bring some points to the table as well. I just think Notre Dame falls short. Another fairy tale season ends for them. I'm not really – you won't catch me betting a single penny on Notre Dame. I don't like the spread either. 10 points. Like you said, if you watch the first game, it was pretty close. Don't really want to – I don't see a 10-point swing. But I like Clemson, man. And to be honest, I'll probably buy the points. I'll take Clemson by 7 and the over. I'll probably parlay that together. But besides that, I'm good on that game. And then going into our last one, the heavy hitter, SEC championship, Florida – fresh off their first loss, right, versus LSU.
Yeah.
Plus 505 on the money line. Oh, that was their second loss?
Yeah.
Who they lose to early this year?
Texas A&M.
Man, that's right. I forgot about that. That felt like it was ages ago, man. Because they've been rolling since. But they're plus 505 on the money line. Bama's minus 710. There's an 18-point spread in Bama's favor. The over-under 74.5. Now, what I want to say about that over-under is I found a good stat this week that's going to help sway me and what I was already thinking. This just kind of gave me the green light to place the bet on the under. In the past 28 SEC championship games, only 2 have exceeded 75 points. That was last in 2013 with Auburn and Missouri, and then 1996 with Florida and Bama. But even before getting into that, 74.5, that's a lot of points.
Steve.
Bama's defense, that's a tough game, but 74, that's a lot. And it's the SEC championship. I just don't see it being that type of shootout. I know Bama can get some points. Florida's defense is suspect. But Bama's defense isn't truthfully suspect like Florida's is. So I'm gonna go under 74.5. I'm also not sure about an 18-point spread. I think Florida's good enough. I think if anything, if Bama is up by 18, I can see Florida scoring a last-minute touchdown to kind of spoil that spread. So I'll probably take Florida on the 18-point spread. I don't think they'll get beat by more than 18. I think it'll be less than that.
It's that pride we be talking about.
That's that pride, yeah. So, and real quick, I know some of y'all might not know what this means when we're talking about this spread. So, Alabama's minus 18 on the spread. That means Bama has to win by 18 or more. Florida's plus 18 on the spread. So that means they have to lose by less than 18 or they just win outright, no matter by how many points. So I'm saying I don't think Florida wins. I just don't see them getting beat by more than 18 points. So I'm going Florida on 18-point spread, and I'm taking the under 74.5.
I think. I mean, this is kind of the same vibe as the Big Ten championship. We know who's going to win. It's just no matter how many points. So Alabama, the way they've looked like the best team in college football all year. I feel like that's not viable. And they haven't played anybody. I mean, you could say they haven't played anybody, or that they've just been running through people. So I like the 18 points. So I'm all in on that. And then I would be the under. I could easily see Bama scoring 40. I don't think Florida's scoring 34. So
yeah, I don't see it.
I'll go with the under on that. And it's just it's just basically just killing time until Bama plays Clemson. So I feel like they're just here to get the ball rolling and get on to the next week. So they're just going to come in and handle business. And Bama never really, as a team, they never really get caught lacking, kind of like how Florida did last week. I feel like that's coaching preparation.
It's a fact.
And Nick Saban's record against all his assistant coaches is ridiculous. So for that reason, I'll take Bama.
Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? We definitely Roll Tide. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come out strong. Like I told these guys earlier, I definitely think that I even think that Bama puts a pretty good beating on Florida, but 18 points is a bit steep. I think Hicks made up a good point where he says, you know, at the end of the game, you know, you can always have a score. You know, they may be up. They may be up 21 currently, and then you get a last-minute score. I can easily see that happening. So I'm actually want to stay away from the spread personally myself, but I'm all in on the under as well. 74 points is a lot. I mean, you pulled a good stat that I wasn't even familiar with just going back into the recent SEC history championship game. But that's honestly a lot of points. And like you said, Bama scored 40. Great. Will they do it? Probably. But you know what I'm saying? Can we get that? You know, can we get 34 out of them? And I'm all out on that joint. So just catch me on the under. You feel me?
I got you. Well, look, man, that's a wrap for this episode. We got the championship weekend for NCAA covered. If you would do us a favor, please subscribe, like, share, continue to support the channel any way you can. We definitely appreciate it. Shout out to my brother Quan. Shout out to Trey. Appreciate you jumping on with us. Until next time, we all live.